Hello, Kevin. How are you, sir? Congratulations on the win. We have several questions already, and we'll just get rolling with them. We'll start off the first question. We'll take from Zach Sterniolo. Go ahead, Zach.
Kevin, congratulations on today's win. What's it mean for you to finally knock Pocono off your list here? I know it's special to win anywhere, but especially a track where you've been close these last 6 years. Yeah, muted.
Jennifer, I think you're muted.
There we go. Is that better?
Yep, we got you.
Okay. Yeah, I think that the best part is you don't have to answer the questions anymore, right? So, everybody from Stewart-Haas Racing has done a great job. We've had really fast cars every time we've come to Pocono, just hadn't got to victory lane. So it was definitely awesome to get to victory lane today with our Busch Beer Ford, and just really proud of all the men and women at Stewart-Haas Racing for everything that they're doing right now. We're bringing really fast race cars to the racetrack under really tough circumstances, and the best part is we're capitalizing on them and getting to victory lane. So definitely proud of everybody at Stewart-Haas.
And then just one follow-up with Denny catching you there in those closing laps. Did you have to do anything differently? Were you changing your line at all to fend him off?
No, I had to clear the lap cars and lost the lead, catching the lap cars on the entry to the corner, and then it just, hurt my momentum all the way down the straightaways. And I tried to break the draft a little bit, but, with him that close in my tire tracks, I knew that I just didn't need to make a mistake. I just needed to hit my marks, and then he'd have a tough time back there.
Thank you.
Next up, we'll take a question from Dan Gelson. Go ahead, Dan.
Hey, Kev, what's it going to be like to have to come back in the same car tomorrow? How'd it feel to not save that engine? No celebration after the race.
Yeah, I'm not doing any more celebrations. It's with nobody out there to celebrate with. So until the fans come back, I'm not doing a burnout. I'm not standing on the car. I'm not doing any of that stuff because it doesn't feel right not having my team in victory lane. It doesn't feel right with all the emotion from the fans to share your emotion and all the things that you have from being inside the race car and being excited about everything that was going on from winning a race, and you get out to silence. So we miss the fans. I miss my team being able to, be right in there with us, because those are the guys and gals that are making it happen. And it's tough, to give an elbow bump or wave at them. And I didn't even Rodney after the race. He's probably back on the hauler trying to figure out how he's going to make the car better tomorrow. So how he's wired. So just really proud of him, but it's definitely a strange time not being able to share all that excitement.
Thank you.
Next up, we'll take a question from Bob Hawkers. Go ahead, Bob.
Yeah, I have two, Kevin. The first, does winning today change the approach at all for tomorrow?
Now, we had great practice today being 20th. So, I think as you look at the track position, we were able to overcome that with the right strategy. So in the end, I think that's what it's going to boil down to. You're going to have to have, you're going to have a fast car, but you're going to have the right strategy. We've had the fastest car here a number of times, and it's just how the cautions fall and how the strategies work out. And today it worked in our favor, and we had a fast car to go along with it. So, I think it's the same deal tomorrow. I think you got to have good restarts, and there's short races and short stages. And at some point you got to decide, do you want to race for the win? Do you want to race for the stage wins? And I think, today Rodney definitely showed that we were here to try to win a race with the strategy. And a lot of that was dictated by, how we ran at the beginning of the race, but better, and, we're on the right strategy.
And I also kind of wanted to check, you said you talked a couple of times about these challenging times. Has Stewart-Haas had it more challenging because of the couple of COVID-19 positives in the shop?
There's a lot to navigate right now, but I think that's the way that things are structured. I haven't talked to anybody about, the specifics other than what you guys know. So, I think that the structure that the race teams with the shifts of the people and the contact tracing and everything that we had, has definitely been put into play to make sure that you limit everything, from other people's exposure. So they've done a great job with it, and it's inevitable that that it's going to happen. It's just how you manage it.
Thank you.
Next, we'll take a question from Jerry Bonkowski. Go ahead, Jerry.
Yeah, Kevin, congratulations. Real quick, you've been in this game in the Cup Series for almost 20 years now. When you have a situation like Pocono where you have not won up to this point, do you think about that? Does that weigh in your mind each time you come back to a place like that?
I mean, as well as we've run here, you definitely talk about it. And for us, it was kind of just kind of one of those things where you joke around about it because we've run plenty good enough to win races here. It's kind of like Texas. We finally knocked down that wall and won 3 years in a row. So hopefully that's the same trend that happens here at Pocono, because it's definitely been a place that we have some wins and have could have been to victory lane several times. Just a matter of this or that happening. So today was just like the last 7 years here. We've run well and been in contention to win, and the only difference is today we wound up on top. But it doesn't bother me because we run well. And if we were just coming here and not running well and just a place that you didn't like driving at, but I enjoy coming up here. I enjoy the racetrack. I enjoy the challenge that it creates, and we run well. So when you run well, that kind of takes away all the chatter about not liking the place or being frustrated.
One other question real quick. Now the only other places you have not won is Kentucky and the Roval. Do you want to get wins in there before you call it a career?
I want to win everywhere. So yeah, for sure.
Okay. All right. Thanks very much. Congratulations again.
Thank you.
Next up, we'll take a question from Marty Smith. Go ahead, Marty.
Can you guys hear me? Can you hear me, Kevin?
Yes.
All right. Congratulations, man. They just said there a moment ago, you've been doing it at the highest level for half your life now. And I would love to get your perspective on this moment for NASCAR, because it's been, even though you guys had a little bit of a setback with the folks in the shop that got COVID, the entire industry has had such tremendous buy-in on the protocol. There's been this tremendous solidarity behind Bubba and everything that's going on around him right now. So how would you describe this moment for the sport from all of those different perspectives?
Well, I think that the one thing that the world is seeing is the fact that this is a very tight-knit community. And, whether it was Dale Earnhardt's death or everything that we've got going on in our country, from Corona to all the different social things that are going on, this is a unified group of people. And, when you look at the group of people that are in this garage, a lot of us have been around each other for half of our life. Most of the people in the garage, the character of the people in this garage, the character of people in this sport, the sport that is built around families. This is a place that I love bringing my kids. This is a place that I love seeing other people's kids. This is a place that I love seeing the fans' kids. And that's been very much in the forefront, with the things that have gone on in our sport. And, last week we all stood down there together, and I can think of a number of different situations that you could put together something like that, and you could show those moments, and you could show the world that there may be a lot of chatter outside of what's going on in our garage, but the people in this garage are together. We all want to see racing succeed. We want to see NASCAR succeed, and we want to see each other succeed. And we are all very competitive. All the team owners want to beat each other. All the drivers want to beat each other. But in the end, this is the most giving, good-natured group of people that you can ask for in sports. And there's no way around that. And, and I think when you look at it from a charitable standpoint, from a unity standpoint, these are just good, down-to-earth people that love to race. We love what we do, and we'll do what we have to do to make things happen. And NASCAR and the teams have done a great job to safely put our sport back on the racetrack and get it done.
I appreciate that. Well said, and I appreciate your leadership in all of this.
Sir. Not a problem.
Next up, we'll go to Daryl Kinsey. Go ahead, Daryl.
Hey, Kevin, congratulations on the win. We've seen that Pocono Raceways move the traction compound down significantly compared to last year. How did that help you coming through the field? As you said earlier, you had to come back from as far as 20th to win today.
Well, strategy definitely got us most of it, but I think from a driver's standpoint, it definitely gave you more options. I like what they did. I think the traction compound was definitely better where they put it this time, and very usable early on in the race, and just gave you an option. You could still run the bottom really well right next to the line, but you also the fastest lane became 2.5 lanes up the racetrack. So as a driver, that's what you want, right? You want options, and on the restarts, you don't want to be penalized on the outside. You saw the leader taking the outside, and then you don't want to see the inside guys so penalized that it goes to the back. So you just want to have options, and I know as a sport, we've been working really hard, to make the racing as good as possible, and I think the traction compound definitely did its job here.
And tomorrow, you guys are going to have there's going to be a couple of races on that compound before you get on the track tomorrow afternoon. Do you think it'll be less effective in Sunday's race for you guys?
I think it's not super hot. I think it'll definitely, you'll have to probably move up. I think you'll see, that traction compound get even wider than what it was today. So I still think you'll definitely have some opportunity to use it, especially on the restarts.
Next, we'll take a question from Scott Walsh. Go ahead, Scott. Scott, you might be on mute, bud.
I apologize. Congratulations, Kevin. Can you just talk a little bit about that last pit stop that kind of got you in position, so when everything cycled around, you were going to take the lead?
Yeah, it was, for me, I didn't really exactly know where we were going to come out, but I knew that we got a really good restart and were able to get a huge gap on the guys that were on our cycle. And when it all did cycle around, that gap that we got on the restart and were able to get before, several of those cars pitted way before us on Denny, really was the gap that we had at the end. So that all started on the restart and getting around those cars really quickly and being able to get some clean air and get out there as far as possible with Eric. And then even after he pitted, able to run, some really good laps. And then Rodney put 2 tires on and we were able to, to take advantage of that and milk it all the way to the end.
Thank you.
Next up, we'll take Jim Utter. Go ahead, Jim.
Congrats, Kevin. You touched on this earlier, but all 3 of your wins have come since the season restarted this season. And could you touch a little bit about how it speaks to your organization and your team in particular to be able to produce those kinds of results given the circumstances, and also with your teammates performing better? Eric was talking about feeling more like they're on par with your team this year now.
Yeah, I think experience of our team definitely plays a huge role, but I think the experience of our organization, plays a bigger role. And, we have a boss who has been through a lot of different situations that the company has had to navigate in order to move things around, change things, and do a lot of things when Tony had his accidents and those types of situations where he had to put different drivers in the car and just it was definitely not easy. And I think when you look at a company that is able to navigate those types of times, this is a very similar situation with the same group of people, and you listen to the things that are happening and the way that they the shop has to be organized and work. It's difficult, and to be able to take this quality of cars to the racetrack is definitely a huge credit to everybody at Stewart-Haas Racing. I know Eric's run really well the last few weeks, and that's what we need. We need all 4 cars to perform well, because when that happens, it pushes everybody to be better quicker. You have things that you can really detail out, and I think as we get to the middle of the season here, I hope that all 4 cars are make the same progression that Eric's car has made, and I know Clinton has run well. We got to get Cole running a little bit better, because when all 4 cars are running well, it's just better for everybody. Things just keep getting better when you can have the whole company performing well.
Thank you.
Sorry, Kevin. Thank you for your time and congratulations on a big win today, and good luck tomorrow.
Awesome. Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Kevin. All right, we'll be now joined by Denny Hamlin, a runner-up for today's race.
Yeah, cool. Congrats. See ya.